So I'm popping in. It's a little bouncy. Is this bouncing? It's Valentine's Day, and I guess love starts from the heart, as we all know. So happy Valentine's Day. Knowing that love starts from the heart, I wanted to say an epiphany that I had. And if I cough, I apologize. I'm still moving through this, whatever it is. But living your truth is essential to creating the future that you feel is right for you at the moment. Your truth is a powerful acknowledgement. And I don't want to downplay the event that happens. And when you have that moment of awareness and you understand, hey, this isn't me. Hey, that's not okay. And keep in mind, your truth isn't tied to other people. Your truth isn't tied to being returned. Your truth is not even tied to you having to be in your truth every day, every minute for the rest of your life. Your truth is actually more infused with the few minutes that you're sitting with me right now, really thinking deeply about who are you? What is it about you that people may not know that you would love for them to know? What is within you that's unsaid? What are you still being too hard on yourself for? It's like that moment when somebody goes into AA and they stand up and they say, I'm an alcoholic. And I've never been an alcoholic or anything like that, but I've worked with people who have. And that moment is the moment that the magic happens. You repeat that moment, the more you become comfortable with honoring your acknowledgement, yourself. And I feel that maybe I've been too harsh or maybe not clear enough when I'm portraying living your truth or being in your truth will attract your tribe. Because I don't want someone that is at that moment of aha, or hey, this is me, to feel the weight of I have to walk in this every day, day after day, the rest of my life, to have my future unfold in a way that will benefit me the best. That's a lot of pressure. And to be honest, if I had to look at it that way for my own self, I would probably not even step into the role. And I don't like to put teachings out there that I can't apply to myself fully. And so I wanted to step back into the role of that acknowledgement and that aha moment when you honor yourself by seeing something within you that's unsaid or oversaid or undershared, or maybe not being returned, or maybe you've ritualized, right? You've demonized that one thing, that first step to salvation, to seeing life from a different perspective, is one of the most magnificent, monumental moments you will ever have. And to be quite honest, that is by far, in measure of magnitude, a much more magical moment than stepping into that truth every day. Because the amount of energy and the amount of acceptance it takes to offer up that first breath of, this is who I am, and I want to be different, is huge. And I don't want to downplay that by the day to day, right? I feel that you should celebrate that event. And you don't have to be in your whole truth today, right? You don't have to eat all your dinner at once. You can enjoy each part of the dinner, right? I'm not gonna cram dessert on your dinner and make you eat it all at once, right? Because we're not in a race. And yes, are we moving into a grand shift? Most definitely. Are people on edge? They have been their whole life. Every day, every lifetime, every era. Every species is on edge at any given time, right? I'm sure birds are on edge when they're trying to feed their babies. I'm sure a seal is like kicking that stress level up when it sees a shark in the water. Let's not idolize ourselves or separate ourselves so much from nature that we fall prey to or become fixated on, I've got to do this to get there. Because there isn't the goal, right? It's where you can get. It's a possibility. But unless you're good with it right now, don't make your aha moment another afterthought that you add to the dialogue that depreciates your self-worth. And I think that's important. And I think that could be one of the parts that's missing from so many healing practices, is why do we have to get there so fast? It seems like nobody wants to work at it because the work itself seems overwhelming. Like if you told me, hey, if you go through 250 hours of therapy, your trauma will be healed. That seems undaunting, right? That almost adds to the trauma. So take it day by day, right? Let your path be a self-discovery. Let your path be digestible. Don't hold yourself to a level of accountability that you are not okay with because you're told that's what you should do. And I would encourage you, no matter who you are or what's going on in your life, hey, how's it going? And thank you for that. I appreciate that. Whatever's going on in your life is going on in somebody else's life. So I like to, when I'm having an issue and I catch myself before I fall, I'll send a prayer up for myself, but then I'll also remind myself I'm not alone and somebody else somewhere in the world is having this issue, and I'll send a prayer to them too, to that nameless person, to the unknown soldier that's seeing life in parallel to me, even if it's a part of or aspect of myself. And I'll send healing out, not just for me, but as I'm healing myself, or as I'm praying for healing for myself, I want that to emanate from me as I'm moving in it. So when you pray for healing, let it be who you are and receive it in such a way that you're welcoming so much abundance that's coming in from this outside source, that keeps you alive, keeps you breathing, keeps everybody's feet on the planet. Let there be so much energy coming in for even that one little ask that you have, that it spills out all over, right? It spills on you like it's like walking in the rain. Let it just flow from you. Let it be overwhelming. Let the help that's showing up from the unseen world, from the God world, be so great that there's going to be so much more than you needed that you can also give it out. And I like to think of things when I'm going through things that will empower other people as well and empower myself, because then that puts me at a different perspective and I don't fall prey to my own victimization, right? Because I like to be always in that state of abundance. And even when I'm feeling lost or I'm feeling like I've got a problem, I don't want to operate in lack. Even then, when I feel lost, I don't want to be in a state of lack, right? Like if I was lost in the woods and I'm panicking and I'm sitting there, I would find a tree to sit down on and take a second, and I would receive the shade that I'm sitting under, the sounds, the fact that I'm alive and that nature is thriving around me and that there is life. And I would allow myself to become part of that life so I could think clearly. So it's like, think of it like a blocked artery, right? When you try to bring something on by yourself, it's like a blockage. Because there's so much that wants to flow through you as you figure things out, one step at a time. You don't have to have it figured out now. Again, you're not in a race. Awakening isn't somewhere you're going, right? And bring everybody along with you. When you wake up, bring everybody along. When you tap into your truth, let that one aspect be your key to your awakening. Accept it, acknowledge it, because that is the miracle. The moment you have that self-realization is the seed. And then your work is the water, right? And if you don't let that seed plant and sit and really simmer, really take root, all the work will not work. So you want to really focus. You want to find your legs. You don't need to figure it out right now. You just need to shout it out, to spell it out, to share it, even if it's just with yourself. If you just stand in the mirror and you say, this is me, and this is what I am, and this is who I am, and this is how I feel, and this is what I believe, and I'm going to start being more of myself. I'm going to show up as fully as possible, but for today, just seeing me and recognizing that is enough. Because you got to start out walking before you run. I feel like that a lot of spiritual programs, or a lot of even therapeutic programs, even through the clinical side, through the allopathic, not just homeopathic, right? I almost think that the allopathic in injury care takes more time for us to allow for healing than some of the homeopathic places or some of the esoteric places. So we want to take that time. We want to have that acknowledgement. And we want to allow that to plant. That seed is something special. That moment of awareness is something major. It's not minor. It's more major than your walk. It's more major than the goal. The moment you woke up is the moment that everything started. And that is huge. It's like love at first sight, right? It's like love at first sight. It's like the first dance. It's like your first car. And if you're a mom or a dad, it's like holding your first baby. It's like your first job. That moment that you figure out something truthful about yourself that you've been sitting on and you've been afraid to share. That's the first step. You don't have to have the strength yet to pull that out. You don't need to punish yourself before you even start walking, right? Celebrate. And I just wanted to say that, especially today, because there's a lot of people that are going to punish themselves today. There's a lot of people that are going to feel really alone today. And There's a lot of people that are with people that still feel alone because, we're all fighting something. We're fighting an unknown enemy at the moment because we've been coerced into living an unconscious life from birth. We have been canceled when it comes to being conscious. And we're all having this massive revelation, and I feel that we're punishing ourselves because we're not running to the end and we're not already at the goal, and we don't need to get there that fast. When you've got God on your side, when you've already got the winning hand, you don't want to stop, but sometimes you just want to stroll a little bit. Get your swagger. You want to have that when the Spirit touches you and you get that holy swagger. You walk in unison with your word, right? Don't jump ahead of the gun, because then you're gonna disappoint yourself, and then you're gonna take 2 steps back. And when you first introduce yourself to your truth, to any part of your truth that you've been pushing down, get to know that part of you before you project it. Because what if that part still has some deeper truths, right? Don't put it on display yet. Take some time, get to know it. Become intimate with yourself. Become intimate with the truth that you're developing. Become intimate with this awakening, this moment, this acknowledging moment. Because it's special. It's not a dark night. It's the first date. And you are getting to know yourself. So happy Valentine's Day. And whether you're alone or with somebody, you've got everybody with you. Because no matter if it's part of our culture, there's not a soul on the planet that doesn't understand love. And we all might be tied to different ways of interpreting it or to sharing it. But know this, that the base root of love is unconditional, and it's up to you what conditions you want to put on it. So allow a little bit more wiggle room for love today, for you to feel that love, to operate in that love, and to allow that love. Maybe the person that loves you doesn't show up the way that you think they should, but maybe that's their truth. Maybe you should ask yourself, if that's their truth, why can't I appreciate their truth? What am I holding them to? What's the truth that I have that they can't meet? And maybe you can mend it. It ain't over till it's over. Peace, light, and love. Everybody have a beautiful evening, afternoon, and morning, wherever you are. And share this message if you feel moved, because something about me in this moment really says that a lot of people would really benefit from something like this. And I'll see you all soon. Check YouTube. I posted a really amazing movie over there. I think I pissed off the director. I think she left me a comment that I was doing something illegal. I left her a comment to say I had no intention to do that. We'll see if it stands. But you might not be able to see it on my channel. But if you can't, it's called The One Field. And it is a groundbreaking movie that is got scientific proof that spirit and science merge, and that technology is tied to our higher spirit. I'll see you soon. Have a great afternoon. Love you all.